Welcome back to Sportsline, everybody. We switch from hockey to football, college football, in fact. Spring drills going on all across the country and right here in Nashville on the campus of Tennessee State. And right now we're pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Tennessee State Tiger football team, our good buddy Rod Reed. Coach, I haven't talked to you in a while. I missed you, man. Nobody's given me a hard time in about 3 or 4 months. So welcome back to the show.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on tonight.
How's everything going so far with spring drills?
It's going well. You know, we got after it a little bit today. I think we're into our sixth practice. You know, a little beat up on the defensive line. We got, man, our entire interior is out, but
wow,
got some guys in there working hard. So it's a good teaching period for us. You know, we still have to do some live contact drills, but all in all, I'm pretty pleased with what I see thus far.
Coach, when you have so many key players out along your defensive line or other positions, do you try to see the glasses half full? Hey, just give some of our younger guys and some of our second and third teamers a chance to go in there and get some valuable practice reps?
Without question, that's exactly what we're doing. And also it gives us an opportunity to look at some different fronts. You know, if you don't have 4 down linemen, you got to go with 3. And when you got an abundance of linebackers, you know, we look at a little 3-4 stuff. But it's given us an opportunity to check out some young guys, and we really appreciate that.
Rod Reed, head coach at Tennessee State, is our guest. Coach, anybody surprise you so far in spring drills? You know, you're always looking for those 1 or 2 guys that maybe you weren't, I don't want to say not expecting to do well, but maybe exceeded your expectations.
Well, you know, we got a walk-on corner, and I think the name may sound familiar, but Nick Harper Jr. He's really come in, and you know, he was he walked on in the fall because he's a transfer student, and he's getting an opportunity in the spring, and he's doing really well. He's done some really good things out there, man-to-man coverage. So he's a kid that we feel like can help us get to where we need to be in the secondary. You know, kind of maybe can replace a kid like Terrell Bonds. So Larry Wilhoit is out, which is giving him an opportunity to get a few more reps, and he's taking advantage of those reps. He's done well. Terry Strada, a linebacker out of Miami, I think he's going to be a really good football player for us. He was a spring guy that came in January, so we're excited about him. And, of course, you know, the quarterback situation, we got 3 guys in there dueling for that spot, but all of those guys are really doing some impressive things. So we're really excited about, you know, where we're headed.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, Coach. You know, it seems like every year you've got, you know, questions at your quarterback position. What will determine who you'll name, who will be named the starter as you go through spring, into summer, and then into fall camp? What criteria are you going to be looking for?
You know, I really don't think that we'll name a starter coming out of the spring.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Michael Hughes is the incumbent, obviously. You know, he's still learning the position, but he did some really good things for us last fall, and it's carried over into the spring. He's studying a little bit more, and, you know, that comes with competition. A kid like Demery Croft comes in from Minnesota, and he brings a really good skill set, both running and passing, and Jalen Whitlow is a kid out of junior college. So there's a nice competition at the quarterback spot, and those guys are really competing and pushing each other.
Talking with Rod Reed, head coach at Tennessee State. He's our guest here on Sportsline. Coach, kind of a crazy season for you guys last year. You start off with a big win against Georgia State, first win ever over an FBS school. You know, you get off to a great start. Then you had some injuries, some tough last-second losses. You've had time to kind of reflect upon last season. What are your main takeaways from what happened last year?
You know, we just got to keep moving in the right direction. We feel like, you know, offensively, you know, we've got to be able to run the ball a little bit better. We've added 2 really good running backs. I did not mention earlier, Kendrick Roberson is a junior college kid that we tried to sign out of high school out of Winter Haven, Florida. He's looking really good. Earl Harrison is back healthy, running the ball well. Seth Rowland is looking good. But we've got to be able to run the ball better, and that's going to start up front. So we're really putting a lot of emphasis on the run in the spring. And I think that the 2 quarterbacks that we brought in will could help us run the ball a little better because they are more of a run threat than Michael is. So, there's a chance that you can see two quarterbacks, out there for the Tigers in the fall.
Interesting. I've always wondered this from coaches who coach spring football collegiately. Obviously your kids are out there, they're competing, they're going hard, but there really is no game to get ready for. Of course, you got the big scrimmage at the end of the spring drills. Have you found it difficult to keep the kids motivated, even though, they're on the field practicing, they're competing, but their first game is months and months away?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think what keeps them motivated is the competition that we've added at each position.
Yeah.
Adding to Kendrick at running back, it's bringing the best out of Earl Harrison and Seth Rowland and Sabree Curtis and those guys. Adding Demery and Whitlow at quarterback, it's making Michael Hughes step up. We've added a couple of junior college linemen. Henry Covington has come in on the offensive line and pushing those guys. And in the secondary, you got guys like Harper stepping up. John Robinson, kid came in from University of Connecticut. So there's a lot of competition out there. And, those guys, they're feeling it, and they're competing a lot harder.
Now, Nick Harper Jr. Did his dad play in the NFL with the Colts? Am I thinking of the right Nick Harper?
Colts and the Titans, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, he was the guy that picked up Jerome Bettis' fumble and almost scored with it in that playoff game, and then Ben Roethlisberger made that shoestring tackle. So, well, it's good to hear that name, being bandied about with your program. Coach, I know your son's a basketball player. You love basketball. You're at all the Big Blue Tiger basketball games. Earlier this week, they officially named Brian Penny Collins as their new men's basketball coach, replacing Dana Ford. What are your thoughts on him?
Man, just looking at his press conference and knowing him, I met him a while back when he was here the first time as a GA and as the ops person. He's a real high-energy guy. I think the city of Nashville is going to get behind him. He's a local kid. He's had success not only at the collegiate level, at Illinois State, having success there. And other places that he's been. But, he built that program down there at Columbia State. So when they didn't have very much, you're working with 2 scholarships and not really expecting to win and finishing, in the number 3 and 4 spots in the nation, 2 years after he took the job. So you got to be impressed with a kid like that comes in with a winning attitude and expects to win immediately. And I think that he'll hit the ground running, and I think he's going to do a heck of a job for the Big Blue.
All right, Coach, Easter weekend coming up. What do you got planned?
Man, we've got a scrimmage coming up on Saturday at 11 a.m. Give us an opportunity to see these guys in live action again. Then Easter Sunday, we're going to sit back and we're going to enjoy church and, reflect on the real reason for the season, which is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ rising for, going to Calvary for us. And we're going to enjoy a good Easter dinner, I'm assuming. Hopefully my wife got something on the menu that's really, really good.
All right, what time's dinner? What time should I be over?
Hey, anytime you want.
Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes. We really appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
All right, that's Rod Reed, head coach at Tennessee State, as the Big Blue Tigers continue spring drills over on campus. All right, time for another break. And again, we're asking you Titans fans, do you want Odell Beckham Jr.? And what are you willing to give up to get him? The Giants reportedly say they want 2 first-round draft picks, probably assuming this year and next year. Are you willing to do that? Let us know. Give us a call. We're back after this.